Then we're moving to another location, and it's, I had to take five. Jenny had to take five then to just try and process the information. And it's very. I mean, what do you say to someone who's lost their husband in this war? Sorry just doesn't cut it, and so much talking's been done previously. I find it difficult to articulate to these people why they've sacrificed so much, and what's being done to help them. And I just hope it motivates people to get off their ass at home and something to help. You know, we're 32 hours away from wherever you are. And I mean, as Yaroslav said, you know, by the time a lot of these people realize, because even in the west of Ukraine, there's apathy about the war. By the time a lot of these people realize that, or intend to go and fight, the war will be here, and then it's too late. That's the big problem. You know, and by the time people realize what's going on. But it's good. I think that's a really good option if they use those trauma teddies. Jenny, do you know about this program they're going to use these trauma teddies for with the mothers, with the expectant mothers?
Yeah, the larger teddies, as you had heard in the broadcast earlier, some of the mothers are as young as 16 years of age, and the ones that are older are traumatized from losing their husbands and fathers or brothers and find themselves alone because they're displaced. They're going to use the teddies as just to try and teach them how to look after the baby. But most baby, how can I say, toys that they use for the babies, for the mothers to practice on the babies, are hard, and they thought that these teddies are soft and give a warmer feeling for the expectant mothers. It's just trying to give them a little bit more comfort. Sorry, I'm finding this really difficult.
And what, for the people that haven't seen it or heard previous posts about these trauma teddies that we've been bringing now for so many months, what prompted, you know, what are these trauma teddies? What function do they, I mean, we've got one here. What function do these trauma teddies, handmade trauma teddies from Wales, serve?
Well, to go from there, we're having ladies knit the teddies in Wales, all across Wales. But we've also got ladies coming from all over Great Britain now, from England, from Northern Ireland, because when a child is traumatized through loss of a parent, a grandparent, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, they look to get comfort from somewhere. So the teddies are designed so that when they feel unhappy, sad, lonely, that they can use that teddy to hold him tight and feel soft and safe. And they also then generate money because people want to sponsor them to get them out to the children. And they also bring comfort to the parents. That's what we found as well, because parents suffer trauma as well. And it doesn't matter what age we are, we all want love. We all want to feel warmth and a nice soft arm around us. With the money we generate, we try to use it to come out with even more aid to deliver the teddies all over the country of Ukraine. And that enables us to pay for some fuel, to pay for some more aid, in particular food that is food supplement that can be sent out to areas that are being bombed. Whilst we've been here, Sean and I have had really tragic news that near Avdiivka there is an orphanage with 20 children who are stuck there. And we desperately want to help to try and get them out of there.
There's an orphanage as well that we support regularly. We posted many videos. Even over Christmas, we've sent gifts, and these kids, and previous to Christmas, I mean, this is not something new that we've been supporting from Wales and the UK. And obviously with the dynamic situation, the changing situation, personally, I think these kids are way too close. You know, they're in range of shelling, and but how do the resource? It's always money. It's always resources. Yes, there's a will to help these kids and get these kids even as far as Wales, but it's all down to resources. And I'm just sick of it, to be honest. Money all the time, and as many of you know, I've spent a lot of money. I've spent a lot of my own money on this. I've spent every penny that's been donated on this, and where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the £4 million that went to the Red Cross, that Wales paid to the Red Cross? Let's see what they spent that on. Show value for money for what we're doing. And I think we get exceptional value for money for what we do, and transparency as well.
Yes. But going back to our meeting there now, we weren't expecting that lovely Ukrainian lady to come to the premises this morning. That's really shook us a bit to hear her story.
Miroslava.
Miroslava, yeah. She's just recently lost her husband in this damn war, this damn illegal invasion of Ukraine, the illegal invasion of peace-loving people who just want to live in peace. And now she's alone. She was saying how she had a son, but he lives far from where she lives. And she's desperately, desperately sad. And what do you say to a person? And there was a bit of a language barrier, but she knew what we
smooth that flag.
What we meant and how we were feeling. But it's just broken our hearts. It's just a realization of what conflict does, what war is doing, that the innocent people that are caught up in it, and it's not just one, it's millions at the moment, millions upon millions.
I never ever expected to see a conflict in my lifetime in Europe of this magnitude, affecting this many people, and with this barbarity as well. It's just unimaginable, especially after what preceded it. What Europe has faced previously. The lessons of history have taught us. Really thought that we've moved on and we're being dragged backwards by Putin into this quagmire of barbarity, this epidemic of trauma that we're seeing in Ukraine, and all these conflicts that he's sparking in different places, with his proxies like the Houthis in the Red Sea, and the conflict, the sponsorship of terrorism by the Iranians, and all these fires that they're lighting in different places is sucking resource and the oxygen of publicity away from what he's doing, and enabling him to push the Ukrainians back, which we're seeing on a daily basis. But the Ukrainians will not give up. They will prevail. I'm certainly going to stand with them as long as it takes to give them everything that we can give them, that I can give them, and that I can enable from the people of the UK, the people of Wales, the people of Australia, everyone that we're working with, people of Canada, all the different organisations, all the different volunteers that we've assisted, and we will continue to work together with such fantastic organisations and volunteers in Ukraine, until Ukraine has victory, and I hope you stand with us as well in that task. And it's not a sprint. We'd all love it to be over, within the next week, today, within the next hour, if that was possible. But I think this is more now of a marathon, unfortunately, and with these peaks and troughs of feeling whether we can even complete it. And I think there's enough strength to complete it. I think there's enough will for everyone in Wales and the UK and Australia to keep helping us do what we're doing and help the Ukrainians, do what they're doing, because that's what we're just enabling the Ukrainian organisations to continue to expand and grow their operations and be effective in what they're doing and provide the help on the ground, because they've got the networks, they've got the contacts. The Ukrainian military are the guys that are doing the hard work, and the Ukrainian charities are the enablers of so much support from different countries, different groups, and different volunteers, and different charities, and NATO, and everyone who's working. Pen back out for Ukraine, Cardiff for Ukraine, K4UA, Direct Aid for Ukraine, the AFUO, the Association of Australian Voluntary Organisations in Australia.
You know what, as we are driving through these outskirts of Norfolk, it's so sad to see all the pictures of all the lost defenders. And when we were here 10 weeks ago, we saw same pictures, but it's just so heartbreaking to see so many more. And each cemetery.
Why are the Russians not mourning? I mean, they lost a tenfold what the Ukrainians are, and there's such emotion here about the losses. Why are the Russians not mourning their dead?
I asked this question to the lady we spoke to yesterday, who was actually born in Russia. Her first language was Russian, and I asked her about it, and she was trying to tell me how they have no emotion. They're taught to be hard. That if you show your feelings, it's weakness. It's not. It's totally the opposite. And I just don't understand it. I really don't.
We're actually now on our way to another facility that we've done many posts about, many videos about, delivered much aid to as well previously. Met some of the patients of this facility, and hopefully we can show you some of the work that they do now while we drop off what little we have to give them, unfortunately, because with the lack of fuel and the gaps now appearing in our runs. I was on the road when runs back to back, turning multiple runs around within 20 days, and I think it was 10 weeks now it took us to organise this run and get enough support to fuel it. And volunteer groups in Wales were even asking me how are we expected to support the amount of fuel that's needed to get this aid to Ukraine. Yeah, that's a good question. How am I supposed to fund it? I've done it now 48 times, and many times I've had to plug the gaps in funding to get home, to my family, and to do more work to try and get that aid back out there. And it's a very good question. How are we expected to? And hopefully the people watching this at work now, or at home, or in the pub, or on the tube, or on the bus, or the train, or wherever you are, safe, outside of Ukraine, would think about supporting us in what we do. So apologies if it's a bit bumpy. Some of the roads here are challenging to the vehicles as well, and these vehicles need maintenance. And I say this again, on this 48th trip I've done with this vehicle, I was concerned that we weren't going to be able to do it because of some of the problems that we've pushed back because of lack of funds. We don't have the luxury of repairing all the problems that we've got. So we're pushing these vehicles to their max to try and make another run, to get just another load of medical aid and supplies out here. And there's plenty of aid in Wales. There's plenty of good quality clinical aid that the NHS is throwing away that we can use to save lives in Ukraine. And I very much hope that common sense can prevail here, and we can keep pushing the Welsh Government to do the right thing and assist us in diverting that from the rubbish tips, the landfill and the recycling schemes, and get this aid sent out to the hospitals in Ukraine that need it. Some of them doing 130 operations a day across the hospital complex that we were in. 130 hospital operations, major operations in one hospital complex by teams of surgeons that are dealing with the unimaginable trauma being created by these horrible weapons being used. Huge weapons, weapons that inflict massive damage on vehicles and people and buildings.
But not only people, but children as well, as we've seen in the hospital. So the one that we have been attending, the orthopedic, it's such a vast place, and to see these disabilities that shouldn't be there, it's just heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
I think it's that time of day where the kids are getting out of school.
Yeah.
You get some funny looks driving, steering wheel on the wrong side with all our flags. But we're out here flying the flag for you guys, the people, the volunteers at home who put a lot of time and effort into helping organise this aid, and still part-time in the evenings or while they're at work assist us in getting through the day and planning where we're going to sleep and dealing with the problems that come up and helping load these vehicles, taking time out of their life to support other people. And it's not just me and Jenny on the road, we're able to do this with the support of our families and our friends and our volunteers that assist us every day.
Yeah, sorry. I found a massive power bank.
There's a power bank in ours. It's a power brick, I believe we should call this. It's our emergency power supply if we do have a problem.
Yeah, and going back on Sean saying about volunteers, I'd just like to say hello and a thank you to Phil, who's keeping the flag flying and trying to get as much funds as he can for us. And also all our wonderful knitters, who I know
knitters.
Are knitters.
That's the plural of knitting.
Busy knitting for
knitters.
Us. If you saw the faces of the people that we delivered those items to today, it's just unbelievable. They're so appreciative of it. And just please keep on knitting. Please keep on supporting us. with it, whatever, we'll try and get it out here. And each time we come out, we see the need is greater and greater and greater. And we've just pulled up now outside the hospice, and we're going to unload. So, speak to you later.
So we're here now at a hospice, and basically what we're going to do now is just exit the van, change our camera, and if I can remember how to do this.
The other way. Oh.
Where's the settings? How do we change camera? I should look where I'm going. Video. Front camera, please. Let's change this to that one. There we go. Sorry, guys. It's multitasking. It's quite interesting as well that I was looking at the Foreign Office advice recently for this part of Ukraine, and it actually is essential travel only now, which is fantastic, because very recently that's changed. Right, unlock it, stop it, try and get out now. And I do apologise again for the dodgy camera work, but it's not my forte. We've got crutches. I'm not going to have to get out myself, let alone be a cameraman. But fortunately, I think it's pretty important that you guys get to see some of this. And
plate. Here is a plate.
Very old building.
1599. It's and castle was 1720.
Wow, that is, and for it to be still in use today. I think it's had some upgrades even since we were last here. The windows? Yeah.
Changed
These are new?
Yes, it's new, and you know it's a problem. It's a problem with the financiation. Yeah, and they are trying to involve some businesses, some friends, yeah, who will help with the windows. But it's warm. It's warmer because it's a problem to heat so big building, and they renew a roof, yeah, and
Wow.
also they change window. But this window, it looks like it's a historical building.
So it's protected.
Yeah, and it looks like not like a part of like a face of historical building, but it's warm, yeah, and for patient, yeah, it's more important that it's warm, yeah.
It's a good, very good upgrades investment that we can see, and it's such an old building, like historical.
Він каже, що старий історичний будинок, але дякуючи вам, що змінені вікна, що воно тепле. От, і так само я розповідав, що дах, по-моєму, ремонтували. Так.
Ну і саму цю котельню паливну.
And also heater, yeah, is most important. Yeah, they heater building, and they also renew and to upgrade. Yeah.
What type?
Як зараз опалюється, чи на газу, чи на... Yeah. Yes, gas.
Gas still. Okay.
It's still gas, but
Yeah.
it's a new equipment. Yeah.
Okay.
Це ново фактично поставило обладнання.
Так, ми теплотрасу міняли, бо тому що якби це підземні комунікації.
They change from this separate, окремо стоячі котельні. It's a separate heater building, yeah, and they change all pipes that are connecting this separate building with this main historical building. They changed all this pipe under the ground, and it was cost, yes, it's expensive, yeah, and but they have made it, and now it's a new equipment. It's a gas heater, yeah, but it's very effective. Gas heater.
20% десь воно зараз так дає. Ну, тепла зима, ще так важко прогнозувати. 20-25% економії ці заходи.
This give for Andrei cost, yeah, about 25% of reducing of cost
Energy
of
costs.
heating, yeah,
Wow.
energy costs, and it's a huge amount. Yeah,
So of course he's got a budget. Budgets are tight at the moment with the war.
Yeah.
You know, there's some criticism by some people that investment in infrastructure with the war going on is very controversial here, but
yeah.
you know, we must try and improve things. You know, we can't just destroy all the time. We've got to try and create.
Питання про бюджетування, наприклад, що зараз дуже багато є таких контроверсійних речей про те, щоб фінансувати заклади як ці, краще якби на війну давати гроші. І якраз ми пояснюємо про те, що потрібно, щоб є купа людей, які тут перебувають, пацієнтів, їм все одно потрібно тепло, так, все одно потрібно вкладатися в це, а це великі кошти. От, тому на сьогоднішній день чи є достатньо фінансований заклад з бюджету?
Ну, недостатньо. У нас ми закрили тільки січневу зарплату, завтра 1 березня, тобто лютий закритий, ну, якщо так взяти, десь на 20%.
А як з іншими статтями витрат? Тільки зарплати і все?
Ну, зарплата майже зараз за рахунок там благодійних допомог і залишків попередніх років. Фактично ми медикаментів, там, ну, харчі по мінімуму ми купляли, бо також благодійники допомогли. з певними речами. Це такі основні. Паливо ми маємо запас там для автомобіля, якби медикаменти теж ще по запасах, якби склади ще є. Так виживаємо.
Now they have problem with the money from budget. Yeah, and it's understandable that it's war. Yeah, for example, about salary to personnel to medical staff, they just have paid only for January. Now it's March. Yeah, and
so the staff are suffering as well.
It's a problem, with the money.
And
but also it's a problem now with buying medicaments, with buying all help that they need for service patients. But thanks to charity funds, they have now enough medicaments, most important, and also they are changing from different structure, maybe somebody supply to other hospitals, and they are making changes just to support most important medicine,
the sharing of surplus then,
and,
which is really quite new, because we would have thought that was the case from the beginning, but
but it's also a question of that it's not a part of Ministry of Defense. It's a part of Ministry of Health, and it's easier than if it's Ministry of Defense and changing with the Ministry of Health, because now in Ukrainian hospitals it's a lot of, mostly it's warriors, wounded warriors, older soldiers who are normally has to be in military hospitals, and it's a problem because this exchange in between military hospital and
pressures on the system,
Ministry of Health. This is problem.
Yes.
Two different budget, two different organization, two different staffs.
And they've got patients from the east.
They have refugees, and also sometimes they have also patient military soldiers, like was previous time that was a young guy on wheelchair, and it's but mostly it's not military.
No, so this is a hospice, so
it's a refugees. It's a refugees. It's inside refugees.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And we're gonna go in now, I think, and try and catch up with Jenny. And if you go first,
of course,
I can manage to catch up behind you. And say apologies for the dodgy camera work. Thank you, Jeff. Not professional camera people.
Задає питання про то, наскільки ви здійснюєте обміни, наприклад, ви маєте такої медицини отримали, там якоїсь допомоги. Наскільки ви обмінюєтеся, наскільки вам якийсь хтось передає, ви казав, що передають, що відбувається обмін, якщо у вас там чогось забагато віддаєте комусь, якщо хтось має.
Обласна лікарня, там, то, що був поділ такий, Збаражська навіть лікарня, бо це мій головний лікар. Вони могли достатньо кількість такого внутрішнього харчування для онкопацієнтів, то вони нам передали.
And just about details, that for example, that we have brought to orthopedic and trauma department to Обласна лікарня, the regional hospital. They share them, for example, internal feeding for onco, for cancer patients, and they have this, and they are making changing also with Zbarash hospitals that fall over in this hospital, and it's very good experience that they are just making exchange, just to use all humanitarian aid efficiency. This is very important, and thanks to Andrei, he's like a manager, like a director. He's trying also to share if they got from some charity funds, from humanitarian aid over, and somebody is making requests, they're making exchange.
And it's good. I mean, that takes the pressure off volunteers like us, because it's easier because we can take it to one target, and they can find internally where the best. Because at the moment we've been trying to do that for them up until now. So it's fantastic news that this sharing of resources is happening internally now within this oblast anyway. And it makes a lot of sense, makes it a lot easier for aid to be getting where it's needed. And from our organisation, it makes it a lot easier for us because we can take it to the central hospital, and we know that it's going to be filtered and disseminated to wherever it needs to be. So after you guys, let's try and catch up.
Бачимо, що ми можемо зробити. З 1 січня примусово ми відчули програму харчування. Наш заклад, тобто була, скажімо, їхній візит, так, моніторинговий такий після надання допомоги. І вони на постійній основі кожен місяць на кількість пацієнтів дають нам продуктові такі пакети.
Вже почалося чи
вже почали? Воно вже працює, воно підтвердилося. Воно 1 січня. Там просто входить мука, ми такої кількості муки не споживаємо, але ми заключили договір з лікарнею, ми даємо їм муку, вони нам повертають булочні вироби на тільки там на свої витрати, якісь вони компенсують.
Maybe this is very interesting how it works. Thanks to Andriy, he trying to use all resources that is possible, to support this building, this hospice, and he also make an application to UNN, is like a United Nations
agency,
and they was chosen after audit. That they are good organized for feeding.
So they had an inspection.
After inspection, they are in the list, of supplying from United National Agency of food.
Finally.
Now from
2 years. How long?
From 1st of January, they are getting some list of foods.
Any food yet?
Yeah, not all, but it's enough for them. And he said that it's very interesting. For example, in a list of elements of food, is existing flavor. And they don't need like flavors, but they make a deal with a local bakery, and they are due to contract supply them this flavor, and this local bakery bake bread for them, and supply to them bread. And thanks to this cooperation, they have fresh bread every day, and it's really good. Thanks to Andriy.
Well organized, and as we know, whatever it takes to make things work, sometimes you have to think outside of the box.
Especially if it's about documents, you have to do it right, because every time it's checking, it's confirmation documents, giving, receiving, balances, and thanks to him, it's working.
Thank you so much. You're a superstar. So just finally made it to Jenny. Dobry dzień.
Yes, remember Raroslav?
Hello, witaаю.
Dobry dzień.
This is Raya.
Raya.
And this is the third time I've met Raya. Yes. And I think she's looking really good today. Yes. Can you ask her how she's feeling?
Як ви себе, пані Рая, сьогодні почуваєте? Питається Дженні, як ви себе сьогодні почуваєте? She says that she's praying. Yeah, jakby fizycznie. She says that it's illness, is illness. Yeah, but she's praying. Yeah. And, she feels ill, but she has hope and she's praying and going ahead. Yeah, she said that she's remembering and 2 hearts from you is cheers. Yeah, yes.
Hello.
Tak.
Dobry den.
Tak.
She remembers you, does she, as well?
I think so.
Yeah. You remember Sean?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
Sean?
Good. Dobre to see you.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sean каза, що дуже приємно вас бачити, що ми дуже хотіли приїхати до вас, побачити вас.
Спасибо большое, спасибо. Я дуже рада вас бачити.
Pasiba, is that Russian?
Yes, she's from Kherson,
Yeah.
and in Kherson region they are speaking
Yeah.
Russian, but you know it's a mix. It's very interesting that in villages of Kherson they are speaking. It's a mix of Ukrainian and Russian, and now she's using a lot of Russian words and also Ukrainian words, and it's only propaganda. They are using this to make the Russian action, just to release them from. Nobody knows where is Nazist in Ukraine, but Russians, they are trying to release this person from Ukrainian Nazist, but they are in Kherson, they are speaking, it's like a slang here, it's like part of Ukraine is a huge country, and for example, in Kherson region, they're speaking some villages more Ukrainian language, some villages it's a mix between Ukrainian and Russian language. But it was 100 years that they are trying to make that Ukrainians begin to speak Russian language. And now a lot of people are returning. They began to learn Ukrainian language and to improve Ukrainian language and trying to talk only in Ukrainian language.
We met a lady yesterday in Ivano-Frankivsk who was from Luhansk.
Yeah.
And she moved in 2015 because of the invasion and annexation, the illegal annexation by Putin of that area, and then she had to move again in 2022 in the full-scale invasion, and she said to herself in her own words that she was under this illusion of this propaganda that the Ukrainian Nazis in the West would come and kill them, and I said, well, when did this ever happen? She said, never. It never ever happened. I said, who came and destroyed and killed people? And she said it was the Russists, and these fascists, basically, these Putin fascists who are twisting this narrative that if you're a nationalist and against Russia, you're a Nazi.
And for example, now she's speaking Ukrainian language, and if you are talking about this propaganda are making enemy in mind of people that somebody is very bad, some Nazist, but that it's very important to understand the difference between racism and Nazism. That Nazist, they open to say that we are the best and we want to kill everybody, Jewish and the other nation, because German nation is the best. It was open aggression, but racist is very dangerous because it's a hidden aggression. They are every time talking about peace, that they are released from some not existing Nazism, uh, and they are going and killing a lot of people, and they are just taking all people like slaves in their system. And this is very dangerous because mostly outside of Ukraine they cannot understand. If they are talking, Russians talking about peace, and everybody believe in this, and everybody try to negotiate with them about something. If it's hidden aggression, it means that they are thinking one and saying and action total aggression. And it's very dangerous because it's very difficult to democratic people to understand that it's not possible to negotiate with a person who are lying at the beginning. It's not possible to negotiate with them, because even if you will negotiate with them and they will say you that okay, we are for peace, it doesn't mean that they are for peace. They are really trying to destroy all around. If they are a fascist area and houses, they are trying to destroy walls, buildings, and if they are leaving their position, they are killing all alive. Yeah, people's, children's, grand people, dogs, cats. What is it? And it's incredible that when Ukrainian warriors go to their position and they see they kill the dogs, cats, they don't understand. It's not logical. Because it's a question of emotional hidden aggression. It's like in school that some people want to fight every time. Yeah, some school children, and you don't understand what to do because it's only one the possibilities they can make that other people will be afraid of them. They are creating only one scaring. They want to make people in condition that they're afraid of Russia, and we see now that it's a lot of countries are afraid of Russia. They are afraid of nuclear weapon. They are afraid of attacking their country, and they are trying to negotiate with them. It's not possible to negotiate with them. If somebody is killing you, if somebody is fighting with you, only one possibility to survive will be enough strong to fight, to protect your land, your families, your whole life and not life that are around us. It's difficult to understand for democratic people what has happened, because everybody thinks that we are logical and we can negotiate with them about something. No, it's not possible. We can only protect our countries, our families, our buildings, our lands against them with a weapon in hands. And yeah, it's dramatic. It's we wanted it never would happen, but it happened, and now we can only fight with that.
Thank you. And it's quite important to try and understand these points and where they've learned this doctrine and how long this has been going on. And this is not the first time that
it's 100 years. Is the same. It's the same. They, for example, my grandfather was killed by a USSR army, Red Army. They also take him to fight in USSR army, and only in 1991, after 50 years, my grandma knows that USSR army take him, wrote to him letters that he disappeared, and in 1991 we got a document that he was killed in prison, and they are every time lying. It's hidden aggression. It's very dangerous.
awful people. And it's the same doctrine, Putin, you must remember, is a trained KGB operative, and this is the sort of stuff that they used to sit down all day and think of and develop. But again, that's perhaps for another podcast and another live stream. But it's so fantastic that we've had opportunity to come. I see as well some more handmade gifts with messages from our friends in Sunny Blind in the Rhondda Valleys. And can you just read that for me, that message on that handmade gift that supported our trip here?
It says a rainbow of hope that come what may, at the end of the day, everything is going to be okay.
Can you translate that for Yaroslav? Can you turn that telly down a second? Because it's probably very difficult for people to hear.
Це спеціально вони руками в'язала, і вони написали руками, що це веселка, так, веселка райдуга надії, що веселка приходить тоді, коли кінець дня, і вона приносить надію, і все буде добре.
Добре. Спасибо.
Так.
Спасибо большое. Спасибо, родненький. Спасибо.
Дякуємо вам.
Благодарю вас. Благодарю.
And she said thank you and big thankful for all that you're doing.
Super. Well, thank you everyone for being with us and helping us get to this fantastic facility.
We have to go. Yeah.
And again, we are going to be moving to our next objective to try and make sure that everything that we've bought to Ukraine is getting to where it's needed, and we will win together.